All right, I'm Chase Gore, and this is the Black Gold Coaches Show. This is episode 2. This week, Andrews will be traveling up to Canyon to face the Canyon Eagles, and I've got a special guest here in the studio, and I'm going to go ahead and let the coach introduce himself.
I'm Brett Narrell. I'm defensive line coach at Andrews High School, and I also handle the strength and conditioning portion.
So, Coach Narrell, kind of how long have you been in Andrews?
This is starting my 11th year.
11th year in Andrews, and so we're going to go right into it. We're going up to Canyon this week. We're 1-0. Canyon last week lost a very close game to Perryton. Can you kind of tell us on our defensive end, trying to stop their offense, kind of give us an idea of what they're going to try to do?
They're extremely balanced. They do run a spread offense. They kind of put a tight end in the backfield, run kind of a motion. We call it a sniffer back. They also can put 3 backs in the backfield and 2 tight ends and try to bully you and knock you around, which last year when they wanted to put the game away, that's what they did. They just knocked us backwards, and we didn't respond very well to that. So we've got to deal with their finesse and their screens and their passing game. They also have a strong running game, and they just don't make any mistakes. They're a solid team. Those guys have been in Canyon, some of them for over 20 years, and they know what they're doing, their culture and what they do, and they don't make mistakes. So you have to physically stop them if you're going to have any success.
Absolutely. Canyon's always been known for good coach ball clubs. They don't turn the ball over. They force you to make the mistake, and then they capitalize on it. Now, on their offensive side of the ball, is there any players out there that give us a little bit of concern or guys that we're really looking at?
They have a receiver that is extremely fast, extremely tall, very athletic. He might be similar to the receiver that Seminole had past year. If you get the ball in his hands, he can go 80 yards at any given moment. They play running back by committee. They have 2 or 3 guys. Those guys also play defense, so they roll them in. You really can't tell the difference between any of their running backs. They're good, solid. But the key for them is always, and all good teams, their offensive line. No one knows who they are until the game's over, and you wonder who are. Those guys knocked us around, and we were in a dogfight all night with those guys.
Well, Coach, now we're going to go ahead and switch it over to the other side of the ball. So on their defense, what kind of defense do they run?
They run a true 3-4 defense. They have 3 linemen, 4 linebackers, 2 inside, 2 outside, and their secondary always has 2 high. And kind of like when you mentioned with their team, they're not going to make a mistake. They're not going to make a mistake on defense. They're going to be solid, well coached, always be in their gap, and you have to just manufacture yards against those guys. You never get a big play on their defense. They are just really well-coached ball club.
So it sounds like it's going to be one of those games that we are going to have to execute well and just try to etch the ball down the field slowly.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this may be one of the more physical teams that we've had in Andrews. And I'm really looking forward to putting them in a phone booth with us, and let's just start duking that out, because I think this year – we can start bullying people and knocking people around. We've done it through 2 scrimmages. We did it to Clint, and now we have a true quality opponent. And I think offensively and defensively, we are physical enough and we're strong enough and we're athletic enough that we can begin to impose some stuff on the other team, and I'm looking forward to seeing that happen.
I tell you what, we're looking forward to traveling down to Canyon Friday night, 7 o'clock. Coach, we appreciate you coming on this show. And for those of y'all that can't make it down there, we will be live streaming the game. Me and my co-host Chris Gore will be there. We're going to be cheering on the Mustangs. We also want to thank not only Coach for coming on the Coach's Show, but Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. You got any realty needs out there, holler at Daniel. Our backdrop here is brought to you by Nixon Nax. And Coach, before we wrap up the Coach's Show, you want to give a special shout out to anybody out there?
Certainly like to say hi to my wife. First time I've ever been on TV, and I'm sure she's going to watch this on Facebook. And if my kids hadn't been watching, that'd be pretty cool too for them to see their dad on TV. Pretty neat.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you, and we're lucky to have you in Andrews.
Thank you.
Go get them Friday.
Appreciate it.